Hello and welcome to Neos. This video is all about the Neos integration with Law ToolBox. If you're not familiar, Law ToolBox is a great resource for tracking deadlines across rule sets and multiple states. If your firm is already using Law ToolBox, you can now integrate your critical deadlines right into your Neos system. So let's dive in. We're going to be covering two separate parts of the integration. First is how Neos administrators can set up the integration, and then second, how users can take advantage of the functionality. So let's start with setup by going to Settings and then Integrations. Here's the full list of all the wonderful tools that can be integrated with your Neos system. We'll scroll down to Law ToolBox, but I recommend checking out some of the other great options here. Once Law ToolBox is selected, you'll see this breakdown of information on the integration and how it works. Once read, you can click Setup Law ToolBox, follow the prompts, entering or editing your firm's information, and when done, click Submit. If you already have a Law ToolBox account, just reach out to them so that your account is properly tied to Neos and you don't end up with two. It'll take a minute for the connection to be made and the system updated. Once done, this screen will look different. Law ToolBox will reach out to finalize the setup of your account. Okay, let's fast forward a bit and say, I'm all set up with my Law ToolBox account now. When I come back to the Law ToolBox integrations page, it'll be different again. We now have options on setting up how the integration will work, specifically which state or states our firm practices in, and which rule sets we would like to apply to our Neos system. There are lots of options here, so you would know better than I which rules are most appropriate for your firm. Go through the list carefully and make all the appropriate selections. Once done, it'll be time to map your Neos case dates to the corresponding rules. So let's click this link right here, and it will take us directly to our Case Date Labels mini directory. You'll notice a new column called Trigger Date. This is where you'll customize the connection between the Neos case dates in your system and the deadlines that Law ToolBox provides. Let's scroll down to Trial. If we click Edit, you will see a new screen with the different rule sets that we selected. Next to each is the option to choose a trigger date. Making this selection will connect this case date with this rule set deadline in the applicable cases in Neos. Carefully mapping these dates out may take a little time, but it is a singular one-time setup task. After this, your staff can take full advantage of the integration at the case level. So, let's switch to that user level and open up a case and check out the Case tab. With the integration active, you'll see some new information here. Under case dates, we'll see these new options. There's a section for deadlines and an indication that deadlines are not yet being tracked for this specific case. Let's click Setup, and we can choose the state and specific Law ToolBox rule set we want to apply to this case. When done, we'll click Save in this box and then save again on the case. The page will refresh, and our deadlines for this case are now being tracked. Now, not much has changed because we need to enter some case dates that were mapped by our Neos administrator earlier. So let's say we now have a trial date assigned. We'll set that date, and then the integration will trigger a new window letting us know about the deadlines that will be added because of that trial. A deadline on a settlement proposal, prospective jurors, and the actual date of the trial itself. We can choose to not include any of these we wish and change the staff assignment if needed. But if everything looks good, we'll click Add Deadlines, and then we'll get a success message up top. But now, where did those deadlines go? If we switch to the Case Calendar tab, you'll see they've been created here. Each entry has a date, staff assigned, and a description of the deadline. So if you ever want to see any of the deadlines for this particular case, just open it up and go to the Case Calendar tab. But what about reminders? Well, that happens in a couple of ways. Each of these deadlines can be edited with a single click, and if you want, you can add a reminder at a date and time of your choosing. Simply click the Reminder dropdown and choose how far in advance you want to be reminded, and then choose a time. I'll pick right about now so we can see what happens. Click the X to save and close the preview. And there we go. There is our reminder. We can click the notification to be taken straight to the case and the Case Calendar tab to see what needs attention. But even if you don't set a reminder yourself, you can view your deadlines right on your staff calendar. So if we go to Staff Calendar from the main menu bar, you'll see all your normal calendar appointments. But down in the corner here are checkboxes to see even more. We can view case dates, checklist items that are coming due, and now case deadlines. So if we check that box, we'll see our deadline appointment appear. You can view the details with a click and even go straight to the case with another click. This integration between Neos and Law Toolbox will make sure all your case deadlines for different jurisdictions and courts are properly covered. Now, this is a deep piece of functionality, and despite this video being a little long, we really only covered the basics. So if your firm is going to be using the Law Toolbox integration regularly, I recommend checking out the in-depth knowledge base articles available in the support portal. If you have any questions, please check out our support portal by clicking the question mark icon. This gives you access to our frequently asked questions, the Neos knowledge base, which is full of hundreds of articles covering every corner of the program, the Learning Hub with more tutorial videos like this one, free on-demand webinars, and much more. I hope you found this video helpful, and thank you for your time.